Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. So we have a video that we are making on the topic letter case permutation. So we are given a string S. We can transform every letter individually to be lowercase or uppercase to create another string. So you have to return a list of all possible strings that we could create and we can return the output in any order. For example, if our input is A1, B2, we have to return all the possible permutations by considering upper and lowercase letters. So let's take this example. So we have A1, B2 as our input string. So what I do is first I make a output vector that I want to return that will consist of all the possible permutations. Okay. So this will just be a bunch of strings. Now I add this particular string by converting all the letters to lowercase first. Okay. For uniformity, I just add this particular string. So I definitely know I have to return at least this permutation which is given. Okay, now I start to make changes one by one. So what I do is I start iterating over this particular string that I have received character by character. So the first character that I have is an alphabet. So since it's an alphabet, I know I have to make some change to it and obtain a permutation. So I make the change, I make it uppercase. And now I know that I have to add this possible permutation, right? So I make this character uppercase, all other characters remain same. So this is another string permutation that I have to add here. So I add that here. So I add A1, B2 to my bunch of output strings. Okay. Now I move on to the next element. So my next element is 1. 1 is a number. I don't have to make any change here, right? So I have to move forward to my next element. So my next element is an alphabet. So B is an alphabet. That means I know I have to make it uppercase and I have to take that permutation also in consideration. So I make this uppercase, and when I make this uppercase, now I have to make this change in all the strings which are there in the output string, right? So in all those strings, I let all the other characters remain same. Okay, so for example, for this string, I let all the other characters remain same. I only change the character which is there at position 3, right? And I add a new string there. So for this string, A remains same, 1 remains same. In place of B, I make it capital B and I add, and I let 2 remain as such. And next for this string also I do the same thing. I let all the other characters remain as such, and I just change the third character small b to capital B and I let it remain as such. So this is my output for now. And now I move forward to the next element. So the next element is just a number which is 2. So I know I don't have to make any change, and I have all the possible permutations, right? So I have all the possible permutations and I can return this output vector. So let's go over the code once to try to understand it better. So what I do first is I make the transformation of the given input string to all the characters lowercase first for uniformity, right? And I push that particular string to my output, which is the vector output, right? Which consists of all the bunch of permutations that I have to return. So this is my current output. I push A1 B2 to my output. Okay, this is my output right now. Now I run this for loop. So till I less than equal to s dot length, I starting from 0, I run this for loop. That is the number of characters that are there in the input string. Till that many times I have to run this for loop. So I check if is alpha of s of I. What this means is it is checking if it is an alphabet or not. If it is an alphabet, then only we know we have to do the permutations of it and add it to output. Otherwise, we have to just move forward. So this is that if condition. Now, if it is a alphabet, for example, when I start my for loop, I encounter the first element as alphabet. So A is an alphabet, so I know I have to make change. So I call a function which is called add. So I've just named the function as add, and I pass the character which I have to change it to. So I have to change it to its uppercase, right? So 2 upper of s of I. So this will pass the input a comma I is just the position, right? So this will just pass the index. So I know I have to change the character to A and I have to change it at position 0. Okay, so this is what it is saying. Now let's see what the add function is doing. Right, so this is the add function and what it is basically doing. Let's see. So it is first declaring int I equal to 0, and it is running the loop while I is less than count. So count is just the number of strings that are currently present in my output vector. It is just the size of my output vector. So for here we see that count is just 1, because there is only one string that we have entered in the output vector till now, right? So count is just 1. So it this while loop will run just once. So what it does first is string x is equal to output of I. What that means is it is just declaring a string x which is equivalent to this current uh, output of I, right? So here output of 0. So x is also become equal to a1 b2. Now I have to make change in this string. What change I have to do? X of pos, x of position is equal to n. So I have passed the position, right? To my function I had passed a comma 0. So my position was 0, my index at which I have to make change is 0, and the character which I have to change it to is capital A, right? So x of position is equal to n. What that means is in place of the position 0, which is index 0, I have to make change and make this capital A. So this is what I am doing. And output dot pushback x. Now this string I am pushing in my output uh, okay, output bunch of strings. So I push this string here. So this becomes my output uh, vector, right? This is what I do. So this becomes my output vector, and now I move forward and do the same things again and again. Okay, so next time what happens is, let's see next time what happens. So next time this for loop is going to run again, and next time it is going to encounter a number, right? So it is a1 b2 is my string. Next time it's going to encounter a number, so it's just going to continue the iteration to the next time. So next time it continues the iteration, it's going to encounter b. So again it's going to pass the values to the add function. So this time it is going to pass 2 upper of s of I. So this time it's going to pass capital B, and it's going to pass I. I is just the position here, right? I is just the index, so it is going to pass 2 because B is at position 2, right? So we start the indexing from 0. So 0, 1, 2, B is at position 2. So we just pass these inputs to the add function. Now let's quickly see what happens in the add function to try to understand this better. So this is my add function. Now currently output is equal to is having two strings, right? So we have a1 b2, and we also have a capital A1 b2 in the output. So count is equal to 2, because last time we had done count plus is equal to count. That means we just double the count, because every time we are just incrementing by that many strings. So now count is equal to 2, right? Count is just the size of the output vector. So this for loop will run two times, so we have to make changes two times. So string x is equal to output of I. So I is 0 initially. So first time the for loop runs, my x will become equal to a1 b2. My x will just become equal to the first string which is there in the output vector. X of pos is equal to n. So what is pos? Pos is just 2. Position at which we have to make changes to, and the character we have to change it to is capital B, right? So in place of this string, what I will get is I will get a1 capital B and 2, right? So this string I have equated x to this string, and I have made the change there, and I have made it a1 capital B and 2, and then I give output dot pushback x. So I push back this particular string. So I just push back this string which is a1 b2, right? So let me write it clearly. I just push back a1 capital B and 2. So now this becomes my output vector which is having three strings. Okay. Now what I do is, again I run this for loop. I run this for loop two times, right? Because I run it till I is less than 2. Count was 2 initially, right? So I was 0 initially, 0 less than 2. So one time the condition was satisfied. Then I run it again. So 1 is also less than 2. So I run it once again. I have to run it two times, right? So again this gets run, and what I find is now x is equal to output of I. So x I becomes equal to 1 now. So this is my x, right? So what my x becomes equal to now is this, let me write it properly here. I'm trying to get some space to write it. So x is equal to a1 b2, which is the second string in the output vector. And now I know I have to make the change. Again I have to make the change. Where do I have to make the change? I have to make the change at position number 2. And the change that I have to make is I have to make this small b as capital. So I make this as a1 b2. So this is my change that I have made. So I just add this particular string also here. So this is capital A. So I add this particular string here, A1 B2, and this will remain my output vector, right? And finally the function call returns back. And next time when we check, uh, so I have made the change to the third character also. Next time when we check, we encounter 2. So 2 is a number, so we don't have to make any change, and we can finally return output. So this is my code. So that's it. Thank you for being patient and listening.